Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are and whenever you're listening. You're tuned into Soul Cafe Studios from the Heart Podcast. I'm your host, the Wordmaster, and welcome to part 3 of Mission 2025, Proverbs 25:11. Today, we want to talk about the importance of having your words being seasoned. Now, the thing is, naturally, we're salty, and James chapter 5 talks about it, talks about how our tongues are unbridled, and we can start fires with those bad boys. But today, we want to understand the principle of having your speech seasoned with grace. Like salt, back in those days, they primarily use salt as a preservative agent, an agent to keep whatever they're preserving on it alive or fresh. And that's what we want to do with our words. We want to make sure that our words continue to savor of life unto life. And even though the words are seasoned with salt, your words must not be salty, but your words must be sweet. Your words, I don't know if you noticed this, by the way, salt, a little pinch of salt added to something sweet kicks up the flavor a notch. Don't know if you noticed that, but that's what we want to be in 2025. People who speak life, people who speak positive words, and people who make sure that they continue to have their words seasoned. People who make sure that time and time again what's coming out of their mouth matches up with the content of their heart. In other words, the content of their character. And the only way that is possible is by you constantly sitting at the feet of Jesus and learning of him. There's a song that says, his voice makes the difference. His voice made a difference one night as the disciples were on the lake, and the waves and the wind conspired to tear their little ship apart. And as they were bailing out water, they were concerned that Jesus, sleeping in the back of the boat, was not so much concerned about them perishing. And so they woke him up in a frantic, Master, don't you care that we're perishing? They weren't perishing at all. That was their perception, but they were not perishing at all. The master of the sea was on board, and wherever the Lord of life is, there is no death. You can take that to the bank. But they were panicking. And as he woke up, he addressed the winds and the waves and said, peace, be still. And he said to his disciples, O ye of little faith. You see, my friends, the winds and the waves obey his voice, but we still have the propensity not to. And that is why today I want to say to you to please be in a position to listen to his voice that makes a difference. Study him and see how he relates with others. Emulate him as you go along in your day's activities. You see, the thing is, my friends, so many persons have been hurt. So many persons have been traumatized. And I'm not talking about actions either. I'm talking about by words. Remember what I said the other time. We have been accustomed to saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Beloved, trust and believe me when I tell you, people practice, people rehearse how to hurt with your words. They know that there's no way that they could get away with actual murder. But talking to people is a science. And if you can get that one well-placed jab, you have scored a knockout punch. And they know this. And so you become their punching bag. But again, we want to change the narrative. We want to be the agents of change. And no, my beloved, no, understand, I must say this quite early in these series of messages. I must say this quite early. Just because you're nice, just because you're sweet, just because you are thinking and speaking and acting positive in 2025 doesn't mean that others have gotten the memo and will respond in kind. In fact, there will be blowback. There will be major blowback. And that is why you have got to always have your speech salted. That is why you have your speech preserved. Because you never know when you're going to come up against that right, or in this case, that wrong person who will see your kindness and just throw it back in your face. And it will hurt. And it will sting. Because you've been thinking, here I am putting out so much kindness, so much love, so much positivity in this world, and this is what I get. But again, let your words be always seasoned. And so, my friends, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. You see, the whole purpose is not so that you can win an argument, not so much that you could even win a convert, but know that how you can answer every man, every woman, every person who comes to you. But again, the Bible is clear, my beloved. A soft answer turns away wrath. And that is what some persons, like I said, they make a study of. They go to the university of complaint and belittling and demagoguery just to get a master's, just to get at you. But in the season of change, my beloved, I want you to remember that no matter what comes against you, no matter what the outcome is of you willing to change the dynamics from my heart to yours, know and understand that there is one above you who sees and knows, and he will count it in the ledgers of heaven. May God bless you abundantly as you contemplate on these things.